Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. My name's Joel, and this is A Stable Life. Well, it is April the 19th, and we got a nice coating of snow everywhere. So today's gonna be a busy one. Let's get started. To start, you're gonna notice that the horses are in. And no, it's not that I've completely skipped morning feeding. With the storm that we had, we got a lot of rain, a lot of cold weather. Temperature is cruising around 34 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So all the horses were kept in last night because we had just a lot of really cold rain, a lot of snow, a lot of wind, and they are ready to be turned out. So feeding's a tiny bit different when we have all the horses kept in. You guys will remember from earlier videos this past winter when we had the horses kept in. So I'm gonna get started measuring out so we can get these guys turned out, and then we're gonna spend the better half of today working on cleaning out the barn. I just want to check and see how Samson did being kept in last night. Hey Tucker, how'd you do, buddy? Good stuff. And Samson? Also good stuff. Didn't destroy your stall? I'm proud of you, buddy. All right, let's get these guys out. I'm gonna try to get the camera set up in a nice place so you guys can see the horses when I turn them out. Chances are they're gonna be running and enjoying themselves in the snow, so I'm hopeful I'm able to get some shots of that. Alrighty, now for this storm that we had, most of it, what we got was rain. Up north of us got a lot more snow. In fact, some local areas that are on top of the mountains got up to 6 inches of snow, which is crazy for this time of year. We're definitely happy we got the horses kept in, but they are ready to be turned out. So with all of the horses in, that means that when I go to put the grain in the buckets, the horses are there. So for this one herd, we actually have walkways above the stalls, so I can just walk above the horses and drop the grain down into their buckets over top of them. There we go. I think the donkeys are ready to be let out. Here you go, Casino. You can definitely hear Champ and Suede pawing over there, as well as Poe. Alrighty, hey Danny. Hey buddy. There you go. I mean, here I was thinking that it was going to be soon that we would have to be hooking up the fans for the horses because of the heat. Boy, was I wrong. Now, things are a little bit different down here for the next herd because there's no aisleway, which means I just got to go in the stalls with the horses. And they are all very excited for their feed. Aren't you, boys? It looks like I'm getting a phone call from the boss. One moment. All right. Sorry, Suede. The boss had to talk to me about Staples. Here we go. There you go, buddy. There's your feed. Oh, you guys really didn't mess up your stall too much. That's nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Here you go, Champ. There you go, bud. So now we have arrived at the donkeys, both of which are very rambunctious this morning. That will definitely be fun to let out. So you see you guys have filled your buckets up with hay. Let's give you your grain. Eat up, boys. We'll be right back to them in a flash. So now that everybody has their grain in their stalls, this is where things actually change a little bit. Normally it's Tuesday, so normally we would be putting hay in the stalls. Normally Gavin would be here, and normally we'd be grabbing the muck buckets and taking them out of the stalls. However, because of the bad weather and Gavin lives on top of the mountain that is residing next to this valley, the weather's a lot worse for him, so he wasn't able to make it down here. So it's just me for today. When it comes to letting the horses out, instead of giving them hay and keeping them in longer, which they really don't want to be in longer, we're just gonna let them out into their pastures, and then they'll be able to eat all the hay they want out in the pasture. We're probably gonna have to feed some round bales today because it's gonna get cold tonight. Let's get letting them out, and we're gonna be starting with the donkeys. Come on, Rocky. Come on, Buster. Okay, so the donkeys were getting rather rambunctious and I tried to step in to help them, and in the process, Rocky knocked me over, knocked the camera out of my hands, and I stepped on the camera, and I can hear dirt and water inside the thing, but it's still recording. So we're gonna continue to try the day as planned. Hopefully she'll be able to limp along until I get it home. So we're already starting to experience problems, hopefully not severe problems. I'm gonna set the camera up here for Mr. Suede to come out. All right, now that Suede's out and he's doing his thing, it still turns. I seriously hope the audio is okay on this because I have no idea of knowing if the audio is good for a little while yet. Anyway, now that Suede's out, we're gonna go ahead and let out the horses for the big field. So I'm gonna set the camera up down in the lower part of the big field and hopefully we'll get some shots of them running, provided the camera doesn't die. There's the killer of cameras over there. In case you guys want the story, I went over to help him because he has his halter on, and Buster was using his halter as a way to kind of like drag him around the pasture. And I didn't really like that too much, so I went to help him, and Rocky's response to me trying to help him was, I'm gonna knock him over and run away from him. When he went to knock me over, the camera popped out of the tripod and landed directly underneath my boot. So really, I think the only person to blame is me, because I should have put the camera down. I genuinely have no idea how this thing's still working yet. But anyway, wasn't that neat seeing all the horses coming out? We're gonna go ahead and let out the middle pasture, then we need to get some round bales, then it's time to clean. Okay, so all the horses are let out with the exception of Tucker. I have to go put a sheet on him and then turn him out and get him set up. The horses are playful right now, but they're going to be hungry for hay. So I'm gonna get started moving so I can get the round bales in their pasture. Okay, so now that all the horses are out, as you guys can see, we have stalls to clean. All things considered, I don't think the horses did that bad of a job. This is gonna be a nice, easy clean. It's just me for today. It's not gonna be fun, but it's definitely doable. But for now, we're gonna get the tractor started up, gotta get hooked up to the trailer, and I think I'm gonna grab the last 7 round bales that we have and bring them over. That's right, guys, you heard me right. The last 7 round bales that we have. Maybe the mud in the microphone will like reduce the wind noise. One can only hope. I'm gonna grab the last 7 round bales. All those round bales that we had stored, we've used. It's been a cold spring, and we've used a lot more round bales than we thought we would. That's why we had a lot set aside, and that's why we have a full mound full of square bales. So believe me, guys, the weather can change so quick here in Northeastern Pennsylvania, it's not even funny. I guarantee you by tonight it's gonna look like everything's green and there was no snow here at all. Alrighty, guys, so we got the last of our round bales all cut open and taken out. Sadly, when I opened up 2 of the round bales, they weren't up to spec for what we need for the horses, so we fed those to the cattle. And then I took 2 round bales and put them out in the pasture for the horses to eat up. That leaves us these 3 right here. These are the last of the round bales that we have from the 2021 hay season. And as things get warmer and the grass starts growing, we should only be going through about 1 round bale a week. Alrighty, guys, we just finished up with lunch, so now it's time to get started working on cleaning out the stalls. And thankfully, Grandpa's offered for me to use something that's going to really come in handy for me to cut down on how long it takes for me to clean the barn out. Okay, so I'm going to be using actually the manure spreader and the tractor here. The goal is to cut down on the amount of time it takes for me to take that manure and run it all the way down to where we store the manure pile. Since we already had the spreader hooked up to the tractor, I'm just going to take this and drive it down over to where we have the horse stable and park it, and then I'm just gonna take the manure, scoop it into my tractor bucket, and dump it right in the spreader. That way we don't have that manure sitting there for the whole year. We can take it, get rid of it immediately, which is gonna be really nice. So thank you, Grandpa. Appreciate it very much for letting me use this. Okay, that'll do nicely. All right, I'm gonna go grab my tractor and I'm gonna get started cleaning. And while I'm doing that, a few videos ago, I mentioned that we have a wall of history at our stable, and a couple of you expressed that you'd be interested in kind of learning more about the history of the stable, what some of those pictures were, especially because some of those pictures are of me, Matthew, Andrew, and Daniel, and some of the other veggie boys back when we were really tiny and Callie's age, which is crazy to think. So my dad actually decided to take the camera one day and decided to take you guys for a walk down memory lane.
Thought maybe we'd give you a little bit of history of Sunny Knoll Stables. It started in 1988. Dawn began it when she was 19 years old. So the original stable began here on these walls that you can see here on the left. This is actually the outside walls that ran down through here. And then this corner used to be actually closed off. And then it went around this way. There was a cattle chute that started with the pigs that was only about this wide. This is actually the outside wall. So technically, the chute would have been right in here. And this is where the horses would have come down the line. This is still the original wall, but that is not the original roof, and these are not the original stalls. And this is all new. This is what's been built over the decades of Sunny Knoll Stables history. All these stalls have been added on, and the roof was extended out. So that's how much we've grown over the years. The riding lesson program began when we got married in 1996. I had to think about that for a minute. Dobby started the program with probably 3 or 4 students when she started. When the riding lesson program ended, we had upwards of 52 students. So over the years, we've had horse shows, we've had riding lesson programs. These are some of the events that we had. We always had group pictures for the students for every fun show of those who participated. So I wanted to show you guys the Wall of Fame. Joel has referenced this wall a couple of times, and this is just basically the history of the stable. And this wall shows you the horses and the people who have been here over all the years. We've had a lot of memories made here, a lot of horses that have been here. This here is my first horse, Dakota, and this is Dabby's second horse, Casey. This horse here is the legend of the barn. After the fire that was in 2003, we did a lot of fun shows. We did county fairs. Here's some of the first students that Dawn had when she started. Here's Joel on his first pony. And I don't know if you can tell who's behind him, but I believe that's Daniel sitting behind him. Yep, that's Joel and Daniel. Lefty and Daniel. And this is our first lesson program. This is how many students we had in the first lesson program. Me on my first horse. As the years went on, so did the lesson program. The amount of students that participated in the lesson program began to grow. Some of the project horses that we worked on. This is Bo. And of course, some of the things that we did. Some of the fun shows that we attended. Susquehanna Valley Corral. There's Matthew on Mighty Mouse. Some of the other students that we've had as the years went on. And you can see that a lot of the students spend a lot of time here. There's Lefty again, Joel, with his mule. That's Yoda. So over the years, you can see how many people have been here, how many horses we've had, a lot of memories made. So there's a little bit of history for Sunny Knoll Stables. We hope you continue to stay with us as we grow. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.
Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed going down memory lane with my dad. Okay, so we have this wing completely clear and cleaned off. Now I just have the main wing to do, both sides. So I'm going to take the tractor and the spreader. I'm going to put it on the bottom right there, just backed in. And that way I'll use my tractor to come up the hill and in and out of the barn. So let's go ahead and get things in position. Just finished up cleaning up all the stalls. They're all bare and clean. Ready for the horses for this afternoon. We're gonna go hop in the manure spreader and we're gonna spread that load that we got and get rid of that. And then take the tractor back over to the Veggie Boys and park it over there. So that way they have their tractor back. Then we're ready and geared up for afternoon feeding. So in case you were wondering how much manure the horses go through in one night, here you go. Just a little bit over half of a spreader. I could fill the whole back section in there and then the back side over there if we were taking a full load out from the pile. But quite a bit, quite a bit. So exciting. You guys actually get to see me spreading the last load of horse manure. Woo! You guys must be so tired from just hearing and seeing and watching us just try to get rid of all of our manure. So here you go. I'm gonna show you the horses munching up on some round bales. There you go. Oh yeah. That's the good stuff there. That's the good stuff there. And then we got some others that have decided to go and graze. By the way, what did I tell you? Not a drop of snow anywhere. Except on the top of the mountains. I don't know if you can tell up there, but there's snow all the way up there. But everything's melted off down here. Crazy weather. And done. Alrighty, tractor's parked, spreader's parked. And we're back to the stable. Alrighty guys, I'm just gonna tidy up a little bit. Get these buckets that are in the aisleway out of the aisleway, and then I'm gonna get started feeding for the afternoon. And guys, it's gonna be on that note that I'm actually gonna be drawing an end to the video for today. I'm just gonna be turning them in and turning them out. So I hope you enjoyed. It's been a bit of a crazy ride for this one. I'm looking forward to getting home and checking out to see if the audio for this footage is good. I will be surprised if it is. So guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Really appreciate you guys sticking all the way through to the end. If you haven't, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure that you're subscribed to keep up to date on all future videos going on here at the stable and with the family. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. All right, where's the little camera killer at? There they are. There's the camera killers. Come on, Buster, let out a bray. Let out a bray, Buster. No bray? Yeah, bray? We got a bray? You guys want to say goodbye to everybody? Don't let their cuteness fool you. They're little troublemakers. Aren't yous?